Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of News in Motion. Today is Throwback Thursday. Today is Thursday, September 28th, 2023. We are getting ready to end the month of September and head into the month of October. Fall season is upon us. Fall season is here. We can tell by the weather. Make sure that you grab your long sleeve tees, your hoodies. Make sure that you're dressing warmly for the occasion. But we are getting ready to end one month and head into another month. May your October be blessed. May it be filled with blessings, filled with positivity, filled with love, filled with opportunities as well. But for this Throwback Thursday, of course, we're going to have some fun, but we are also going to still have some relevant commentary and call to action news. So whether you are tuning in through any platform that we use, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, we just want to say thank you for your support. For our audio podcast listeners, we thank you for listening in. Now, keep your eyes on the road, but stay tuned for this relevant call to action news. I see you, Miss Adrian, tuning in through YouTube. Good morning to you. Good morning, Miss Knew Me Forever. How are you doing? Good morning, Miss Shirley Nicholson, who is tuning in through Facebook. Good morning, Miss Marion Jackson. Good morning, my auntie, Miss Kim Edmondson. And good morning to my mother, Miss Latrice Jones. How is everybody doing today on this Throwback Thursday? We are almost to the weekend, y'all. We are almost to the weekend. It feels kind of good saying that now. We're almost to the weekend. But without further delay, you know what we do over here. Let's get ready for some news in motion.
News in motion.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I see my cousin in here. Good morning, Terry Davis. How are you? I see you, Pastor Alex, rolling up in here. I see you, Robert Holman, coming up in here. Regina Shorts. I see you. Yes, Tracy, I knew that was you. I know who knew me forever is. I see you all popping up in here. So good morning to all of you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I see Sardinia rolling up in here as well. Y'all are ready? Let's go, let's go, let's go. As Isaiah said, we always call our Thursday our Friday. Throwback Thursday for many of you if you're out there posting. I see you, Lori Wallace. I see you. Good morning to you. Lori, we got to get that choreography going. I see my brother rolling up in here as well. So good morning to you. This is a great day. Latrice Jones says, hey, y'all, notice how Isaiah Jones be looking forward to the weekend now that he's a marketplace working man. He is a marketplace working man. And we're so proud of him. I see you, Fred Jones. Good morning to you as well. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I must say, y'all, I miss Kenny Stanley during the week because I was waiting for what's going to happen with football coming into the weekend. But he will be on his podcast at 6:30 on Saturday. So check him out. He's now in seminary. So he has this big course load. Look, he has my husband for a professor. So I know he's probably reading 1,000 books and writing a lot of papers. So we just want to continue to lift up Kenny and the work that he's doing. I see you, Jacqueline. Jacqueline's coming in here as well. All right, y'all want to address something from yesterday. So many of you reached out to me and said, how did you recover from the technical difficulties? And I thought this would be great to share it on Thursday morning. Listen, when you are doing something and you are doing it professionally and you're wanting it to evolve and take it to the next level, and we've been doing this, y'all, for a little over 3 years now, you know that anything can happen. So although I had about 20 minutes of content to interview our guests, I also had 20 minutes of other research, well, about 3 hours of other research to fill in that 20 minutes if need be. And I was able to do that. And you have to do it with a smile. You cannot allow things to rattle you. We tried, and we're going to try to bring her back on next Wednesday. The walk is this Sunday in Central Ohio. So if you want to walk, reach out to Stephanie. And Isaiah, if you have that link to join the walk, if you could put that back up, that would be great. And I thank you. There it is, y'all. And I see Tracy Burrs coming in here this morning. So good morning to you as well. But if you want to join us with the walk on Sunday, it is this Sunday. Go to that website. You can get the times, the location, everything. We still want to support the mission, the work of suicide prevention. But you always have to be ready. You always have to be prepared. So when I tell you all that I am studying 8, 10, 12 hours a day doing research, that information is embedded in me. And so I'm able to go to it and pull it out. And I don't know if y'all noticed this yesterday, but thank you, Isaiah. I don't know if y'all noticed this yesterday, but the Federal Reserve is now under a watch of the DOJ. See, it's like y'all have one job. Y'all have one job, and y'all messing up. And they're talking about Credit Susie and the USB Bank or the UBS Bank, excuse me. And they're talking about everything that's flowing there. I see you, Deborah Johnson. Good morning. So I thought it was very interesting that I put that out there after putting off that Federal Reserve piece for about 4 episodes. And I shared it yesterday, and boom, that came out yesterday afternoon. So it's just amazing. But you just have to keep going with it. So anyone out here doing this, you have to have more content than you think you need, because you never know when you have to pull from it. You also have to stay studied up on your topic, so that if something like that happens, you just go to that storage in your mind and pull that information out and put it out there. Do not be rattled by that. Technical difficulties will happen. Y'all, today is Thursday, September the 28th, 2023. I am your host, Gail Dudley. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in, whether you're tuning in live or watching the replay. So let's get started, y'all. The GOP debate. I'm not sure what I was watching. And I actually became bored. I was still watching in case I needed to catch anything. But one thing that was sure is that they don't have a platform. I don't know if it's just a reality TV show. They don't have a platform. It's so bad. It was so bad that when the news media, reporters, and journalists, their headline were two things. Chris Christie calling the former guy Donald Duck, and the former vice president saying he's been sleeping with a teacher for 38 years. Now, if that's the content that y'all can pull from that says a lot about our democracy, a lot about the people who are running and where we are today. And here's what's interesting. We're talking about, from my calculations, we're a little less than 4 months from the primaries beginning. And so the 7 GOP candidates came on there. They were arguing. They were cutting each other off. Fox News and Univision was talking about they were going to shut down their mics. They could not get control of them at all. It was just chaotic. I'm like, what's your platform? Why are y'all arguing with each other? Why don't you tell us your platform and what you bring to the table? Stand out that way. Many people said that Senator Tim Scott did well. If that's what you want to say, that's what you want to say. But after all of that, there was a study conducted, a poll conducted. Do y'all know people are still willing? The majority of that GOP platform, they are still willing to vote for. Yeah. The man who has 91 charges, 4 indictments, and out of those 4 indictments, 44 of them are federal charges. That's who they still, and twice impeached. That's who people are still willing to vote for. My question this morning to all of you who are tuning in: why? Why? Yes, Jacqueline, it was like a straight up circus. Y'all, this is not a good week for the former guy. Not a good week. I see you, Susan Church. Good morning to you, and good morning, Deborah Sneak. This is not a good week for the former guy. He had hoped. I'm sure, and I don't know if Dr. Antoinette's on here yet or not. And Latrice, I know you're gonna say something. I'm sure. After Homie was rattled this week, because he was rattled this week by a Black woman by the name of Attorney General Leticia James, where he's like, I know I'm not even getting a trial. Y'all just gonna say I'm a fraud in New York City. Y'all just going to put it on there? Yes, Dave, no platform. Yes, Ramaswamy and his false anger. Oh my gosh. And you're right. Pence would not answer a question. I was like, what is going on here? It was a straight circus. But listen, y'all. I'm sure Donald Trump at this point is saying, I said his name. He is saying at this point, I can't have another black woman in charge. No, 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 no. So he was really hoping that he did not have to face Judge Tanya Chapman. I think I said that correctly, because she rejected his request to come off the bench. She's like, no, I'm going to see this thing through. His attorneys and them tried to say something to them. So on yesterday, she denied Donald Trump's demands that she recuse herself from his federal election obstruction case, saying that the attorneys for the former president had applied a hypersensitive, cynical, and suspicious reading. She's like, get on up out of here with that. We ain't playing these games. That's not what is about to happen. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is our season. Go ahead and walk in it. Y'all, it's beautiful. And I'm not saying this because it's the former guy. I'm saying this because we are being empowered. We are being empowered. Something has happened. I don't know if a dam has broken or what, but there's an empowerment and a freeness in Black women, and we're not taking it anymore. We're like, we're not doing that. We're not being afraid. We're not being intimidated. We're walking in our truth, in our anointing, in our power, and we are making things happen. We are. We're not allowing a male or white male or black male or whomever to stop us in our tracks and to get us to turn away from the calling that has been placed upon our lives. We're not doing that anymore. So let me just say this morning on News in Motion, we're somewhat serving you notice. It's like we're here. We're not going anywhere. Figure out a way to work with us or not. It is okay. It is okay. And Black women, and I'm specifically talking to Black women. I know this message goes out to a lot of people, but Black women, stop hurting each other. Come on, we need each other at this point. We've always needed each other, but now is the time for us to interchange and interact with each other. Let's support each other. Let's lift each other up. If somebody comes bringing you some mess, say, I'm not here for that today. Whether you know them or not, even if you've had a bad encounter with that person, say, you know what? Everybody has a bad day, so I can't even roll with that. So we're going to give that person the benefit of the doubt. But let me tell you what she is doing. She is serving on the bench. She is walking in her anointing. She is preaching the gospel. She is having one-on-one counseling sessions with people. She is a therapist. She is the bomb.com news anchor. She is in retail. She is building her business. She is the bomb author. Here's a few books you may want to pick up of hers today, or you buy them for gifts for other people. Y'all know I'm on it today, right? There's just a fire within me that I think it's time for us to say, okay, let's take a step back and say, how do we support each other? Let's start putting their names in the rooms, even without them knowing. You don't have to call them up and say, hey, I just dropped your name. Drop it because you believe in dropping their name and you believe they're the right person. Start putting their name on the table when people are looking for speakers. Stop going down and say, well, so-and-so got 2 million followers. Okay, that's cool. That's great. We want to lift them up too. But bring in that local speaker, bring in that local counselor, bring in that local teacher, bring in local people, that local artist, that local designer. Y'all, it's time for us to lift each other up. Boom. So yeah, I'm over there, but let's keep going. Y'all, also, Mark Milley is taking safety precautions. Y'all, something's got to be here with this. After the Trump smear, yeah, y'all know he's retiring and he's leaving. So General Mark Milley, the outgoing chair of the Joint Chief of Staff, he has taken appropriate measures for safety. We do that now? We really do. We have to do that? Like everybody's getting safety because he goes to his platform. I guess it's called Truth Social, I believe. And he puts things out there. And then his base start looking for people. And they start putting up their addresses and everything on social media. Why are we doing that? Yes, Latrice Jones, talk on Thursday. Talk today. Listen. Listen, so we gotta now have safety precautions. We gotta do that. Are we really doing that today, y'all? That's what's happening, y'all. I don't know what it is, and it's amazing how people are so gifted. Some of these people need to be in the marketing business, y'all. Whoever formed or coined the piece calling Robert Menendez gold bar gold bar Bob, we talked about it earlier this week. It has taken shape. So y'all, Chuck Schumer came real short of telling him he needed to resign. He's not here for the okey doke, but he just kind of like put it out there. But Robert Menendez is like, I'm not going anywhere. Just I'm not going anywhere. Not doing it, not going anywhere. And I'm like, wow, he's real defiant. I guess he's thinking, well, the former guy is still hanging out there, got all these millions. I'm gonna hang out here too, but he's just not going anywhere. So he's out there. Y'all, we have looming before us this government shutdown. And I want us to start thinking about how we're going to help each other. We're talking millions of people, and we're at Thursday. We are at Thursday. So let me just go over some of this because some of you were asking me to cover this, so I will. Congress, y'all know, is facing the shutdown. It looks like they are not going to be able to pass the 12 appropriation bills that fund the government operation. So we're looking at a 12:01 a.m. on October the 1st as when government shuts down. Now, it's under the Anti-Deficiency Act. You're probably like, well, what is that? Y'all know I get nosy, so I go looking. Y'all, this act was initially passed in 1884 and it was amended in 1950. Probably needs to be amended now, too. It's like 2023, right? Y'all, so federal agencies cannot spend or obligate any money without appropriation. So we have this out there. Now, this kind of really piggybacks on what I shared yesterday with the Federal Reserve banks. Now, and or other type of approval from Congress. So when Congress fails to enact the 12 annual appropriation bills, and here's my question: why we got to do this annually? Why we got to put people through this every year? Like either you're going to do it or not. And why do you wait till the last minute to figure this out? I don't know. There should be some legislation around that. Okay, so maybe there needs to be a bill around the bill. Again, we got to regulate the regulators. Okay, when Congress fails to enact the 12 appropriation bills, federal agencies must cease all non-essential functions. But what's interesting about this, the Freedom House Caucus just wants to shut the whole thing down. They want to go beyond the 12 appropriation bills. So you're probably wondering, well, what is this act? Glad you asked, because I went to go look it up because I wanted to get an understanding. Y'all, this act prohibits federal agencies from obligating or expending federal funds in advance or in excess. All right, so some of the things that it will do, and I'm not going to read all of it because there's a lot of numbers and coding and all that to it, but it prohibits federal employees from making or authorizing an expenditure from or creating or authorizing an obligation under appropriation or fund in excess of the amount available in appropriation or fund unless authorized by law 31 USC 1341. Y'all don't want to hear all that, right? I didn't think so. But this is what it says step by step. So each of those numbers, and I'm not going to read them all, there are 5 of them. Each of those numbers break down what they can and cannot spend and how they begin to negotiate. It's a very interesting process. I believe Isaiah has the link. If y'all want to read this for yourself, it's really some good reading. Again, I believe as voters, we need to understand how everything connects. Y'all, this is my new thing for real. I want to understand, well, if you're taking my money, what are you using my money for? And if you're shutting down things and I've paid into this, why are you shutting it down? So it's some really interesting reading. So Isaiah, if you will put up that banner and then we're going to put it also in the link as well so that you can just grab it from there. Or maybe he's just going to put it in the link so that you can have it. It's some really interesting reading about the appropriations. All right, y'all. What are the 12 appropriated subcommittees? I'm glad you asked because I went looking for those as well. We have agriculture and rural development, food and drug administration. That is which oversees the USDA. So that's going to get hit. That's going to get shut down. We have commerce and justice and science. And all related agencies which oversees the funding for the Department of Commerce, and that's the Department of Justice. That's also NASA and other agencies. Now, let's just pause here for station identification because I got something to say. But y'all just gave a contract to Elon Musk for the SpaceX. Y'all want him to help y'all with some space stuff, and y'all gonna this isn't adding up. So y'all playing around. So they did just fun. Elon Musk received a contract because of his SpaceX to do some digital stuff, some technology, and all that stuff because of his cars, Tesla, and all that stuff. Yeah, they just gave him some nice money. Also, appropriation bill is defense, which oversees funding for military and the intelligence community. Okay, so you're going to shut down government. This is an appropriation bill. So what's going to happen to intelligence come 1201 on October the 1st? That's a good question, right? Like, what's going to happen here? And here's the problem I have. All of this is public. All you got to do is go look for it. So if Russia want to knock into our stuff, that they can go out there and have any type of communication they want because nobody's going to be listening because the government's going to be shut down. Like, really? We doing that? That's what's happening. Y'all, energy and water development, which oversees the funding for the Department of Energy, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. That's there. Another one is financial services and general government, which oversees funding for the Department of Treasury. What? You gonna shut that down? So y'all not gonna make any money for this time. Okay. All right. Homeland Security gets shut down, y'all, which oversees funding for the Department of Homeland Security. What? So we gonna just fly, anything can happen. TSA. Now they still got to report to work. They're just not gonna get paid. Air traffic control that fits under there. So if y'all traveling come Sunday, I'm praying for you. Interior and environment and related agencies, which oversees funding for the Department of Interior. All right, maybe we can go without that for a few days. Labor, Health, and Human Services, education, and related agencies, which oversees funding for the Department of Education, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Department of Labor. Okay. Legislative branch, which oversees funding for the House of Representatives. Now, hold on, because everybody in Congress still gets paid. Make that make sense. You gonna shut this down, but they still gonna get paid? Okay. Y'all, military construction, veteran affairs, and related agencies overseeing funding for military construction. Again, I say, I have no problem supporting Ukraine, but y'all just sent some more money that way, but y'all getting ready to shut this down. Okay. State foreign operations and related programs, which oversees funding for the U.S. Department of the U.S. AID and related programs. Okay. Transportation, housing, and urban development. I'm at number 12 now, y'all. But notice how they group all of these in each one. I'm at 12. And related agencies which oversee the funding for Department of Transportation. That's the airlines, that's the railway, that's the car, that's all that. That's all of that. Y'all be safe out there if y'all flying. HUD and related agencies. Whoa, that's a whole lot. So how will this affect America? Well, I just gave you the 12 appropriation bills. You can connect the dots yourself. Lee says they should be first ones to not get paid. I'm with you. When I saw they still get paid, I'm gonna get to that in a moment. I was like, say what? So y'all, here are some government. This is like on. So that's the overall picture. I needed to bring it down so that we can have it as well. So you're talking funding for things like special supplement nutrition program for women, infant, and children. That's WIC. It's going to stop immediately. So 1201, stop. Food stamp benefits for supplemental nutrition assistant program, immediate stop. Children from low income family will lose access to Head Start preschool programs, immediate stop. So if you're somebody needs to go to work on Monday because they don't work for the federal government, but they have children in these programs, they have no place to put their children. I wanted to bring down at this one. Now, the one thing that people on social media is having a blast about, because this happens too, y'all, the whole college loan thing, the repayment. it'll be on pause again because nobody there to receive it is not going to go through nothing like that. So they on social media having a party like, yeah, let's just keep it going. I'm not ready to pay this back anyway. College students will see the delay. The Food and Drug Administration would delay non-essential food safety inspections. Well, right now we have a catastrophe with food inspection. So you just gonna stop. All right, now we don't know what we're gonna be eating. Everybody better go out there and start planting your own garden and growing your own stuff. Y'all, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration would limit its work. So occupational safety? Really? People just gonna go out here on construction sites and just get hurt? People gonna be in these warehouses and just get hurt? Okay, travelers. Now listen, if you needed that passport because you were getting on a cruise for the holiday, you may not get it because they not doing those. Not happening. National parks will close. So even if you like to go to the park to walk, that ain't happening either. Federal Emergency Management, FEMA. Okay, listen. So let's hope there's no disasters come Sunday because FEMA can't help you. They can't help you. Not at all. Y'all, you can find out more by going to house.gov and asking and put in there the glossary of terms and things that will be open and things that will be closed. I hope this is helpful to y'all because I want to break it down. I got to keep going on this, y'all. PBS reports that millions of federal workers face delayed paychecks when the government shuts down. There are a lot of banks who did this the last time. Check with your bank to see if they're one, but they will say they will keep funding you as long as you pay them back. You have to fill out a form. To my understanding, there's no credit check for this, but check with your bank. Don't say Gail Dudley on News in Motion said you're going to still pay me. I did not say that. I said check with your bank. There are a lot of banks that offer programs that are stating they will still fund the federal employees, their direct deposit, and once the shutdown is over, you just pay them back. Now, listen, don't spend money you don't have because you got to pay the banks back. Okay, you have to. Kim Edmondson says this is deep. Deborah says unbelievable. Listen, y'all, we don't realize these things, but I want to say this to all of you too. Did you vote any of these people in that's holding us hostage? Because you may want to think twice about that. It may sound all good, like, oh, yeah, they're going to shut down. Look, it may affect you. See, we don't think like that. So when I read all of this, I said, this is what's happening. It goes this deep. It goes this deep. So, y'all, nearly 60% of federal workers are stationed in Defense, Veteran Affairs, and Homeland Security departments. 60% furloughed, not working, not getting paid. 60%. Federal workers are stationed in all 50 states, will have direct interaction with taxpayers, the Transportation Security Administration agents, all that closure, shutdown. Beyond federal workers, a shutdown could have far reaching effect on the government services all across America, including foreign relations. So even over the pond. Business closely connected to federal government. So if you have government contracts, you're not getting paid either. So it's going to affect you. They're saying this is about $140 million a day shutdown, according to the U.S. Travel Industry Association. 140 million when we're talking about travel. Lawmakers also warn that a shutdown could rattle financial markets. So all the stock markets, all of that. That's why they say stocks are really wonky. They're already crazy in September. Now they're really wonky. Others are saying disruption in government services as far-reaching impacts. It shakes confidence in the government to fulfill its basic duties. All right, y'all. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce warned a well-functioning economy requires a functioning government. That is true. Everything points back to that. Y'all, but I told y'all Congress still getting paid. Imagine that. Members of Congress will get paid. Lawmakers will continue to draw a paycheck, their health care, all of that. Where everybody else will be like, can I go to the doctor? They're like, they want to go get these new COVID shots, the flu shot. We're like, well, should I go get it? Like, are you getting what we're supposed to be getting? Are these in the reserve? Did you keep these refrigerated? What's really happening? Do I just wait until the government comes back? That's just crazy all the way around, y'all, when I look at this. And they say that the reason for getting their paycheck is because it's under the Constitution and the federal law. Well, doesn't the Constitution say you're supposed to take care of us too? Seriously, y'all, this is how we need to start voting. Like, did you vote yes for the government shutdown or no? I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. They said, well, no. And you can find this. This is public record. All you got to do is your research. You will see how people are voting. Y'all, this House Freedom Caucus, Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's about 7 of them. They some radical people. All right, y'all. So that's the government shutdown. That's the government. I'm sure you're like, oh my gosh, Gail, why you give this to us on a Thursday? Because you need to know. We need to stop avoiding and ignoring what's really happening. We need to get an understanding. And you may say, oh, well, those are WIC people. Well, there's somebody in your lineage who uses WIC. So get over yourself. Just because you made it doesn't mean that somebody else isn't having a time, a difficulty. So we have to think about them. So things that we can do, we can start picking up a few extra cans of food, a few extra packages of diapers, of wipes, of Similac, of Ensure for elderly, whatever we need to do, and see if people are in need. Y'all don't embarrass them. Just ask questions. Hey, I know you're a federal worker. I know you use these different programs. Is there anything you need? This is confidential between the two of us. How can I assist you in this time, in this short term? Is there anything that you need? Yeah, we have to make ourselves available, and we have to stop negatively talking about people and start looking at the fact that, well, once I was struggling too. Listen, I can tell y'all about some struggles. You see me now. There's been some struggles, okay? There's been some struggles. I'll never forget the time my husband was in seminary, and my son in the seminary is in Bexley. So my son went to Bexley Elementary School. We're talking, that's old money wealth, okay? But I was in the seminary dormitory, okay? I wasn't in the old money wealth. And my son, it was his time to bring some Rice Krispie treats to the classroom. He the only black boy in the classroom. All right. We didn't have money for Rice Krispies. Okay. So, and I was too proud to ask my parents to help out. I know my brother and sister on here. So I went to the store, and I went and I got some no name brand things that look like Rice Krispies. And something said, you better taste these first. I tasted, and I was like, I can't send my son, the only black boy, to the classroom with this. No, no, that can't happen. We're not doing that today. So then I had to break down and call my parents. Hey, I need some Rice Krispies. They were like, girl, go here, go get them. And so he was able to go with some dignity. So look, we've all been there, or at least some of us have been there. Okay. I'm going to speak about my story. I've been there. So we have to be careful, y'all. And we have to go back and remember from where we come from. Okay. So that we can help people build them up. So just check on your neighbors, check on any type of federal worker, government worker, to see if they have any needs of anything. So while you're doing that, before we get up out of here today, y'all, want to make sure I leave this on a light note. So here are some things to do for the fall, and I want y'all to fill up the chat. What are some things that you're doing this fall? Share. We may want to borrow some of those things before we go on our way with our weekend. My sister, Pat, that's my biological sister, Patricia Lau. She says, I've been there more than once. Listen. And we're the ones, not just us, but people who've been there, we're the ones that have stories to tell. We are the ones who can listen to someone and say, yes, I've been there, and give them some hope to get them to where they need to go. So listen, y'all. While I'm going through this list, please put in the chat. Marion Jackson says, I love that y'all are putting this in here. Yes, Dr. Annette. Peanut butter and jelly. The struggle is real. Listen. The struggle is real. So y'all, for the fall, enjoy some donuts and apple cider. Have some fun with that. Carve some pumpkins. Have fun. You don't mean you have to be for Halloween or against Halloween. Pumpkin carving is a part of fall. So enjoy that. Decorate your home for the fall. My daughter is like one up on me. She was like showing me her place. And I'm like, I'm so far behind on this. She goes, Mom, I got it from you. You used to decorate everything. I think once the children are gone, you're like, whatever, I'm not doing all that. Make homemade caramel apples. Oh, my mom used to make homemade caramel apples. And when I was going through a list, I said, I think I'm gonna go get some caramel. She would melt them on the pot, in a pot, take it, and they would be delicious. Make a nice pot of chili and stew. I think I'm doing that this weekend. Take a fall drive and see the leaves. Oh, it's beautiful out there. Change out your closet. Take out the summer, put in the fall clothes, eat candy corn. Now I'm gonna tell you what my daughter said, talking about being poor and all that stuff back in the day. My daughter, she was here this past weekend, and I said, we were at my parents, and I went to go get some candy corn because my mom loves that. And I said, Dominic, you want some candy corn? She said, mm-mm. I said, why not? She goes, Mom, that's really butter and sugar. I was like, well, we used to eat buttered bread with some sugar on top, so maybe that's why I like it, because we was poor and that's what we had for dinner. And she just laughed at me. She said, I'm not eating that. I said, but you're bushy. So, all right, let me keep going. Attend craft festivals, attend a high school Friday night football game, eat cornballs if y'all haven't done that. Visit a pumpkin patch. That's always fun. Have a bonfire with some s'mores. Go apple picking. Go on a hayride. Go antiquing. That's always fun. Call me what you want to. I love doing that. Go horseback riding. I haven't done that in a while, but when I was putting this list together, I said I might have to go do that. Tour a winery. Hello, somebody. Go camping. Kind of be safe. I think bears are everywhere, so I don't know what that's going to look like. Write notes to say I'm grateful for you. Deborah can help y'all with that. She has cards. Make sure y'all check her out. And y'all just enjoy. Here's a quick inspirational message before I get up out of here for the weekend. Listen. I was reading, y'all. I'm now in Mark 10, so I made it to Mark 10. I was reading Mark 10, and again, they trying to stop the children from coming to see Jesus. And I'm like, okay, listen here, John. Didn't he just tell you in chapter 9 when you was trying to stop a man from casting out demons? He said, don't do that. Don't stop him. Why are y'all trying to stop the children from seeing him? Y'all, when I read these things, and I think I've just matured and I'm seeing things differently. And I said, why were y'all trying to stop the children from coming to see Jesus? What's the point? And it hit me. We are always stopping people from doing what they've been called to do. Why? I want us to really, really wrestle with this weekend. Why are we always trying to stop people? What does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with you? And I want us to start asking ourselves this question when we see things, we want to make a comment. We have to start asking ourselves, now exactly what does this have to do with me? Why am I all up in their business? What's my business? Let me get focused back on my business, because I don't understand why I'm trying to stop them from doing what they're doing. Y'all stop being blessing blockers. Seriously, we got to stop that. Allow people to be who they are and do what they do. Just stop it. So with that being said, y'all, real quick, I do a third quarter special on all my packages on my website. As Isaiah put my website up there, which is www.gaildudley.com/services. I'm offering for the packages only. For the packages, you will get an additional 3 coaching sessions with me free, which is a $450 value. Yes, it is. I have no problem telling you that. Those are my prices. And so you get 3 additional coaching sessions free. So even if you don't need the program right this moment, go ahead and do something. Now, if you're like at a place and you're saying, man, I really want this, but I'm a federal worker. I don't know what's about to happen, or I'm going through, and you say, you know what, Gail, I really need a payment plan. Just reach out to me and say that. I will work with you. I will do that. But listen, this special ends at the stroke of midnight, Saturday night. So at 12:01 on October the 1st, that special is gone. So go ahead and do that. Check it out. See what's out there. Y'all know what I say. You know, you got to check out this week's podcast. And that is, I interviewed Lexi and Isaiah, and boy, was that a treat. I thought we would end the September month with a bang with them on a podcast. It was a great podcast. So y'all want to check it out. It drops tomorrow at 7 a.m. You just want to check that out, see what's out there. Y'all keep moving boldly, and remember to live your life in abundance. We're out.
Motion.